I'd say that one of the biggest influences was the Shadows. When the Shadows came along, I thought, records like Apache and Wonderful Land, they were brilliant, and I really got, I even went and bought a guitar, electric guitar that looked like a Stratocaster, but I seem to remember it was a Watkins Rapier or something, and it was about 29 quid. But it was just the idea of trying to get the same sort of sounds, and I mean everybody was doing that. They were all little bands on stage at the youth clubs and things, so learning their steps, walking backwards and forwards in a kind of semi-dance routine. And ironically, years later, I ended up having a publishing company with Bruce Welch. So, from one moment kind of a hero worship and finding your feet in the music business to actually working alongside him. It is. I mean, they're only just people, aren't they? They just happen to have been pretty damn successful. It's like Sting. I mean, his dad was my milkman, and Sting used to help him out a bit, and I hadn't realised that it was his dad who had the milk business, and until he'd mentioned, oh, you probably know our Gordon. He plays bass guitar for the in the big band. I said, oh, and sure enough, it was him. So he did actually come and collect the milk money off me on a number of occasions. It's just interesting to see now that he's so successful. I mean, he's as big a star as you'll get, and he's still very approachable. And when I see him, he's happy to chat along and find out what's going on. Sting was in the Newcastle Big Band and also the offshoot jazz rock combo, as they were called in those days, Last Exit, which was a 4-piece, and we recorded 9 or 10 tracks with them. They've never seen the light of day. They still sit in the archive. And we did the Newcastle Big Band album, which was just kind of big band stuff. They used to meet on a Sunday morning at the Newcastle University Theatre in the Haymarket, and used to fill the foyer with punters, and just had a couple of hour sort of jam session. But they went on tour, so I ended up actually going on tour and recording them in Pau in France, in the Municipal Casino, which was the nearest thing to an aircraft hangar I've come across in terms of acoustics. I had the studio running for, it seemed like a lifetime. I suppose it really was a working lifetime anyway, 30 odd years. And we must have had everything from tramps to millionaires in there. And you'd get the likes of Arthur Lowe landing in, and I remember he arrived with a query in the office. Said, is it all right to park around here? He said, it's in Wallsend. I said, yeah, what's the problem? He said, oh, well, I put my Rolls Royce outside the Coronation Club next door. Will it be safe? I said, I'm sure it will be. But he was a charming bloke. But of course, with the advent of computer recording and doing things in your own bedroom, as a lot of these musicians, writers were doing, I think the studio kind of became superfluous unless you would want to put a drum kit in there.